Alright, I'm doing this new video kind of format as a vlog. It's just me basically talking to you guys about kind of behind the scenes stuff, like what we've been doing in the studio, what kind of shows we got coming up, how the shop's doing, and kind of how just you know how life is progressing here in the great state of Texas. So let's get started. I gotta stop clapping my hands or making that noise. Because when I do that, it like clips the mic, makes it sound funny. Anyways, let's get on with this. All right. So because of the studio this month, February 2021. This month, we didn't book any shows except for like the very last weekend. We ended up with 2 shows, one in Elgin and one in Bastrop. And look out for those. If you're an Elginite, they will be playing at Liberty Tree Tavern, I believe, on the 26th, and on the 27th we'll be at Copper Shot Distillery. We're there the last Saturday of every month, so yeah. Keep that in your books, Bastropians. But other than that, we didn't book anything. Normally we've got like 1 or 2, even in this like COVID era, we can still manage to get like 1 or 2 a week, with a dry week somewhere's thrown in the month somewheres. But this month was 3 dry weeks in a row, and the purpose was so that we get in and out of the studio in 1 month, and then call it quits, and then be done, get all the audio stuff mastered, and have it shipped to you guys, so we would have new music for everybody to listen to. That was the plan, and as plans go, it didn't work. So the first reason it didn't work, it was my fault. See, we had brought somebody into the studio who wasn't prepared to be there, and it kind of postponed us and made us need to reassess where we're at, restart, and kick everything back off. And so that basically it burned. We can say burned. It burned about two weeks, so the first 2 weeks. And then the third week came along, we had already restarted at this point. The third week came along, and we were all like, "Oh, news says it's gonna snow on Monday." Well, we didn't know we were in for like the storm of the century. So yeah, that happened, and that was pretty rough. Kind of postponed everybody another week, but due to modern technology, we are now able to kind of catch back up. What we plan on doing is I'm just going to record the guitar parts and all the demos and stuff here, so that way I can send it out to everybody who needs to play the parts, and then they can just listen to what I'm doing and then do their part, but better, because that's their main instrument. And then yeah, we're going to roll on from there. All right, so yeah, like I said last week was crazy. Everything froze here in Texas like it's never been frozen before, or at least that I've seen. It's pretty wild to see like how everything just kind of gets shut down, and just because of a freak storm. And my folks live up in Minnesota now. My uncle lives up in Minnesota. He's been living there as long as I can remember, and it, like, what we experienced was like a standard winter day up there. The thing is like Texas just isn't built for that. Like, even if like the cities that had like snow plows and stuff like that, they don't have people who are trained to operate the stuff, because nobody here has any way to train to operate a snowmobile or a snowplow. Yeah, it was pretty brutal. And right now we're in the middle of a move, And so one of the things that was going on was our house that we moved out of is just a 121-year-old pier and beam house um, with copper pipes. Uh, that house got like frozen. All right, sorry, had a baby meltdown thing go on. Anyways, so out there in Elgin, it got down to -8 degrees, which, even though our neighbor had come by and cracked the faucet for us, it wasn't enough. Ended up breaking 16, and yeah, the pipes ended up breaking like 16 total places, and yeah, that was about it. That was like the worst of it. It just kind of like the joints. I think it was 10 joints, and then like 6 inline ruptures, and ended up just replacing probably about a third of the existing pipe that's there. Not gonna get into details on that, but just so y'all know, that was my personal experience. A lot of other people had it way worse. I mean, some people didn't. My house here in Round Rock didn't have a thing go wrong. Like, our power flickered out for like 2 seconds. I don't even think like the power system in my Wi-Fi like lost the capacitance to like stop doing Wi-Fi, because it just like lights flickered and then it came back on, and that was the extent of my power issues in this house. But in the old house, it was just a different story. Yeah, should have ran those faucets a little bit more aggressively, I think, but oh well, it is what it is. Like I was saying, other people had it way worse. Some people had no power, no water. A friend of mine just took his first shower in a week yesterday, and another buddy of mine took his first shower for a week the day before yesterday. So yeah, that's gotta be pretty tough. So to all you guys out there who had a pretty bad 2021 blizzard week, my heart goes out to you. And yeah, I hope you guys are fully recovered. You got some food in your bellies, and you're all showered up, and you've got a load of laundry done. Wish you guys the best. But yeah, that whole thing didn't just eat up the week, but Friday, after it thawed out, I thought in my head, I was like, oh, that's cool. We'll be able to go to studio on Friday. No, there was no going to studio on Friday. We went to, everybody just basically took care of everything that they needed to. I think there was maybe like 2 people who were completely unaffected by it, who were in the whole project. So it is what it is. Let's move on to the next point. So next thing I wanted to talk about in the video log is the shop. The shop is finally up and running, and once I got it up and running, well, before I got it up and running, like once I moved here and started setting up the shop, my bass player, who is a wizard at doing electronic stuff, like he built an amp. He's built, well, not an amp. He's built multiple amplifiers from scratch. Some of them just from parts. He did one from an old tape recorder that's really freaking cool. Anyways, we kind of started shedding out the idea of maybe kind of starting a small company. And he had like the perfect name. I think he was just messing around, but it's a perfect name. Perfect name for a little side company, if you will. So obviously it's going to be music based. It's going to involve guitars, guitar amplifiers, and effects. But what we're going to do is we're going to start putting together some nifty little things. The name of the company is going to be Shipbox Instruments. That's right, Shitbox Instruments, and that is going to be up and operational hopefully pretty soon, like within the next few weeks, kind of thing. But the reason that we're doing it is paying for studio time and all that stuff is expensive, and you're not making it by playing little $250, $350, $400 venues in the backwoods of places around Texas. You're not going to make enough money to fund a $12,000 like recording project, which is kind of what the goal is. And so we just kind of wanted to see if we started this little side company, if we could make enough money to do that. Yeah, so stay tuned, and I will update you guys more on how that's going. Right now, we own the URL, so that's about as far as I've gone with it. All right, guys. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you like this kind of content, give me the old like and subscribe, and let me know what your thoughts are on Shipbox Instruments. Except you, Grandma, you're just gonna yell at me for using a cuss word. If y'all got any tips on like recording or anything like that, or home studio stuff, let me know, because I'm still kind of working on this one. And yeah, man, I hope you guys have a good week, and I'll see you guys when I do this again next week. Adios.